And joining me now is Shalene McNeill, Executive Director of Human Nutrition Research for NCBA. Shalene, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, we're hearing a lot about these 2015 dietary guidelines. Tell folks why that's so important for the beef industry.
The guidelines are so important to cattle producers because they form the basis of national nutrition policy. So we can think about it this way. If it's not in the guidelines, it's not going to be part of the school lunch program. The guidelines also influence what health professionals think. So I'm a dietitian or physicians, what they recommend as far as their nutrition recommendations comes from the dietary guidelines. And you know, believe it or not, they also impact the consumer too, because even though the consumer may not know they're following dietary guidelines, some of their attitudes about beef trickle down from the dietary guidelines. And that's why we have been so focused on providing nutrition research to this dietary guidelines to show the benefits that beef plays in a healthy diet as they're deliberating the 2015 dietary guidelines.
I know it's critically important and has been consuming a lot of your time, but what other projects are you working on?
Well, the Beef Checkoff Research Program is the only research program that focuses specifically on understanding the nutritional benefits of beef. So we've got all kinds of great research, not just research about the dietary guidelines, but also research that has shown that babies, for example, benefit from eating beef as a first food. Actually, research has shown that when babies incorporate beef into their diet, they grow better. So that's just one example of the really neat research that farmers and ranchers are funding through their Beef Checkoff program.
Speaking of diets, you know, I hear a lot about all kinds of diets out there, one being the paleo diet, and there are many others. Does beef fit into these sort of non-traditional diets?
Yes, and what I see as a registered dietitian is that consumers are confused about nutrition and they're experimenting with all kinds of things. And one of the things that they're discovering is diets like paleo or lower carbohydrate diets. They really have the benefit of building in more protein foods like beef, and that has a great advantage with regards to your appetite and how you feel. So I think that there's a lot of different diets that beef fits into, and certainly consumers are experimenting with those now.
So as a registered dietitian, you can still honestly say beef is an essential part of a good, healthy diet.
Oh, absolutely. Not only as a registered dietitian, but also as a mom. I see the benefits that beef's nutrition provides, not only in people's diets, especially our growing kids. The nutrients in beef, the iron, the zinc, the B vitamin, few foods offer that kind of nutrition in one delicious tasting food.
That's great. And tell me this, what's your favorite beef cut?
Oh my goodness. Well, I love all kinds of beef. When I'm eating out, I like to have a ribeye, believe it or not, because it's not quite a lean cut of beef.
Right.
At home, I'll tell you, sirloin is just a versatile cut that we love, and my house is never empty from ground beef, that's for sure. It's so versatile.
That's good to hear. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have dietitians like yourself being able to represent the beef industry.
Well, thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.